Hi everyone, it's Debbie with BookAndBuJo. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Join me today as I set up my August reading journal. For August, I have decided to go with a dragon theme for Draconathon, the readathon that's happening in August, as well as for my nails. It's been a while since I've had my nails done, and they are so cute. And I love the dragons. Let's go ahead and start with some supplies, and then we'll do the flip through of July, and then we'll get into August. I have my 8x8 square notebook from Archer and Olive with, of course, the white dot grid pages. I have these really cool washi stickers from Journal Say, and they are amazing. And in this particular set, every single one is different. There's no repeats. There's some that are similar, but none of them actually repeat. And they are just so cool. Look at that one. I love that one. Yeah, there's some really awesome ones in here. Not quite sure which one I'm going to use yet. I do like that one. And if it's going to kind of match my nails, probably not one of the brown ones. But there are some pretty cool ones in here. Also from Journal Say, I have these really cool dragon stickers. I do not believe they are still available, but they are really cool. And then from Amazon, I did get a couple of Gothic sticker sets. This one has 50 different pieces. They're all different, but it's kind of a black Gothic with like roses and things like that. I thought they would be good accents to this theme, as well as the Night Fantasies. And there are some duplicate stickers in here, but they're in different colors. So like we have a cute little dragon here. I do love that one. And then, so that's kind of the red section, and then we move into kind of blues and greens. And then there's also kind of pinks and purples, but there's a couple other dragons in here, which I thought might be kind of fun. But then we also have the people, there's swords. There's some really cool stickers in here. I love all of these. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to see quite a few of these come October. The little ghosty, he's so cute. We got a purple cat. I do love that one as well. Yeah, here's another little dragon. He's so cute. And I think we had a couple others in here. This guy's kind of creepy. I love it. I like the cowboy skull with the cactus. Oh, yeah. Loving that one. Yeah, these ones have some amazing ones. There's another really cool dragon there. And we got the electric guitar. Yeah, loving this set. And I will leave all of these linked down below that are still available. Some of the Journal Say stuff isn't always available, so I may not be able to link those. Here's another good one. But I will link as much as I can down below for these. And then lastly, we have pens. So to start with, I have a couple of the STA metallic color pens from DeVickle, and I have a silver gray and a light purple. And then from Ohuhu dual tip dot pens, so dot on one side and a marker tip on the other side. I have again the purple and that gray. And then I also have a dual tip marker that has a brush pen on one side and the fine liner on the other. And this is from Flomo Creatives. I believe this was from Bell's here in the Prescott area. I don't know if they have any other locations anyplace else. They're kind of like a Ross, TJ Maxx kind of store. I have a purple in the Monami Plus Pen 3000, which has like a super fine tip. I do love that. I have some Tombow dual tip brush pens with the brush and the marker side. I have the N25, which is basically a black, the 620, which is a light purple, and then the 606 from the Galaxy pack, and that's the darker purple. I have a couple Tombow Fudenosuke's in the black and the purple, and a Sakura Jelly Roll in the silver metallic. All right, now for a flip through from July. All right, I have my little dragon bookmark that just lets me know where I am in my journal at the time. I also have the ribbon bookmark in there, but this one seems to be easier to find for some reason. So I had all the books that I was reading, and when I read them, I still am reading Library of the Forbidden Books, as well as The Teller of Small Fortunes. I was able to get the physical book from my library for that one, so that's awesome. And I am also still reading Remembrance of Things Past. So here's Teller of Small Fortunes, and then Remembrance of Things Past. I finished Swan's Way and Within a Budding Grove. I'm on the Granite Ray, and I am almost done. So I have read all of that and I'm here. I do have the audiobook for this, so that is definitely helping. But it's not too much longer. I think I have, it doesn't seem that much when you look at it this way, but that's like 14 hours worth of an audiobook. So yeah, I should be able to finish this one. I'm hoping to be able to finish this one. It's only like, it's like 324 pages, and it's pretty quick reading, so hopefully I'll be able to finish that one as well. Now, Library of Forbidden Books, that one I need to read by August 13th for the arc for it, so I should be able to have it done by then, but not by the end of July. And then here's all the books that I got from NetGalley, but I do need to add Library of Forbidden Books on here, and that's for Camp NetGalley. And then these are the books that I got from my library. And I do also need to add here The Teller of Small Fortunes. All right, TBRopoly. I did DNF Cyber Hunter Origins. I just was not wanting to read about the seedy underground of crime and things like that. It just was not pleasant. So I did DNF that one. And I will probably not go back to it. We'll see. But I did finish everything else, which is amazing. And then for the Boundless Book Club, I did read both books for July, which was great. And let's see, Hardcore Literature Book Club, that is the Remembrance of Things Past, so almost done with that one. Buzzword, I'm currently reading that one and finished for the title prompt. I'm finished the cover prompt. I did finish TBR Knockout, so it involves a road trip. I originally picked The Teller of Small Fortunes, but Pride and Prejudice in Space also works for that. So I finished that one, and so I can count that one, but if I finish this, I may just do that one since that's what I originally picked. TBR Trek, I finished all of those, and I read a bunch of the prompts for the chocolate box as well. Year in Alvia, I finished, and let's see here. Journey Through the Stars I finished, Foreplay I finished, and then Starbridge I did finish. I had to change the books that I was reading for this because I could not get Voyage of the Basilisk. And I didn't want to purchase just that one because I'm getting the first 3 books mashed into one compilation from a Kickstarter. So I didn't want to end up buying that one twice. So I did not get to read that one. And I won't get that Kickstarter for a while, like a few months. So I took that one out, and in its place, I put 100 Rules for Living to 100 by Dick Van Dyke, and that one was published. The edition I had was published in the same month as Hunchback by Sao Ichigawa. And then for a lookalike cover to the first book, I did continue with Wild Magic by Jen Stark. It's not as good of a fit as it was with Voyage of the Basilisk, but it did still work. And then for letters from a 3+ word title in this book had to be in the author's name of this book. And we had Alice, so there is A, I, and C are all in there. But you could also use this one because you have the I, L, and E from there. So that worked out well. And then I'm not done yet here for my stats, so I will have to show you that one at a different time. And I would show you the one from June, but I haven't done that one either, so I think March was the last time I did my stats, so I really need to work on that a little bit better. And I have a different idea going forward for that, so we'll see how that works. And then for the Battle of the Bands readathon, I did do really well. I completed all 20 prompts. So I finished for Rock and country and folk, and I got to take away points for each of those, as well as for dance and hip hop. And then I did complete all of my team prompts for team pop, and you get a lot more points if you read one for your team than you get to take away from the other teams. So that works. Yay. All right, now we're going to move into August, and we'll go over a couple of things here. So for TBRopoly, there isn't enough space to put all the books that I need to read, so I am going to do a little tip-in that has the last couple prompts on here that I need. And then on the back side, I will put some of the other things I normally put in, so like how many rolls I had, how many doubles, how's my reward, total pages and hours, that kind of thing will be on that. And then for the stats, I'm going to try using a bookmark. And that way I can have this in here sticking up instead of this little bookmark. And I will put my star ratings here, average rating in this section. And I did get a sticker pack that had 3 different sets of these stickers that have 5 in a row. So one of them is chili peppers. So you can do a spice rating for your books, which I may need to do for this time around, because there were some unexpectedly spicy books that I was not prepared for in my July TBR. And then you also got hearts and stars. So for this one, I'm going to use the little heart stickers, but I can put those in there for my different star ratings here. And then my series, audience, format, genre, that kind of stuff on this side. And then my favorites on this side. So favorite author, book narrator, booktuber, TV series, movie, podcast, etc. Shortest books and longest books, and then my total pages and total hours listened for the month. I do have enough of these extra little pages that I can do this for the rest of the year if I like how it turns out. And then, of course, we also have Draconathon, so I have some extra little tip-in things for that one, as well as for book clubs, because I want to save enough room back in here for the Magical Readathon and Seasonathon Academy, which is going to happen in September. And if that takes up the rest of this notebook, then I'm okay with that, and I will move into a new one in October if I need to. But I'm hoping, still kind of hoping I can finish the rest of the year in this notebook. And then for 2027, I will plan on using 2 separate notebooks. That's the plan. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on August. We'll do the stats last, my little bookmark last, so I'll put that back there, and let's go ahead and just get started on my dashboard, so my monthly calendar and my TBRopoly. Darn it, so my camera stopped filming, and so you missed all of this part. Sorry about that. I did go through kind of all my stickers that I got, the Gothic stickers, and I chose that one. And then I also pulled out the dragon stickers that I got, trying to decide if I wanted to put one there, but I think I'm going to put some over here. And I may actually do 3 of them here. Not necessarily those 3, might be, you know, more this way, but put them along here as more of a border, because I thought that might be kind of cool too. Yeah. And I also pulled out some washi tapes from my Black and White Poet Society set, and that's what these ones are. So I chose this one for here, but I think I'm going to use this one for any like little borders that I need, because I'll need that for like the book clubs and stuff to separate the book clubs, readathons, yearly challenges, that kind of thing. I do like this one, and if I can use it, I think it would work well with this theme, but we'll see if I have space for it. Okay, now I'm setting up my TBRopoly. And so far I've used my Tombow N25, which is running out of ink on this side at least. So I definitely need to get a new one of those. And then I started using my metallic gray for the blackout paper. And then for the writing, I may switch back and forth between the gray and the purple, because this one's also a metallic one, to go on the blackout paper. And then for up here, I will use the 3 Tombos as well as my little Monami Plus for any smaller writing I want to do. Now we're all caught up, so let's keep going with TBRopoly. And now for a final flip through. I have my stats bookmark. So on this side, I have my favorites. So favorite author, book narrator, booktuber, etc. for the month. Shortest and longest books, and then how many total pages and hours that I read and listened to in the month of August. And then on the other side is my stats. So I'll have my star ratings and average rating, series, audience, format, and genres. And then I can use this as a bookmark in my journal itself. Then here I have my calendar page. I have my TBRopoly, and I do love how the dragons here. When I flip this over, I have how many rolls I got, doubles, start, my rewards, that kind of stuff. And then the total pages and total hours here are just for my TBRopoly. And then all the rest of the rolls that I had and the books that I will be reading. The next page, I do have a little tip in here for my book clubs. So the Boundless Book Club, Catch Up, Game of Tomes, Goobers Who Read, etc. all on this side. And so like the Hardcore Literature Book Club, all the ones I haven't read yet in the year, plus the ones that are for this current month. And so I do that for all of the book clubs. So same with like Boundless Book Club. We still don't know the August ones yet, so I will put those there once I find out what those are. And then the year-long readathons like Year in Aldia, Buzzwordathon, TBR Knockout, etc. are here. TBR Trek, once I find out what the prompts will be for my team, and I am on Team Dryad. Actually, I want to put that in here. Since I have a little spot there, might as well put Team Dryad in there. And then I have another little sticker here. And then the arcs that I need to finish in August. This one's due the 13th. The other two are due 27th, 24th, somewhere in there. So later in the month. My yearly challenges, so Journey Through the Stars, Foreplay, and then Starbridge. Now with Starbridge, I did make a couple changes from my TBRopoly video. So I do still have the Solstice Air, and then I have the Diviners. And then from there, I did do the same vibe as the Diviners is the Bone Season, and then none of the same colors on the cover as the Bone Season, and I switched it to Dark Arts Academy because the other book, they both had white, and this one, it's grays and silvers and purples and blacks, and the Bone Season doesn't really have those. I guess, well, if you count the letters, I guess there could be, but I'm going to count that more of a bronze. So it's more of a brown gray, where the other is more of a silver gray. Oh, this includes the prequel, The Pale Dreamer. Oh, I didn't see that last time. Well, that's good to know. I wonder if I could just read The Pale Dreamer. Interesting. And then since I switched that to Dark Arts Academy, and then would be found on the same shelf, this is by J.R. Thorne. And this one is probably less of a stretch than the last one I had. I switched to Daydreamer by Susie Tate. So T-A and T-H are more likely to be together in the same spot. And then I have a Draconathon. So this is the Draconathon game board, and these are the cards that I drew while I was playing. And I do have my gem tracker here on this side. And I may switch it to every 5 gems. Like I know if I read one of the books, it's 30 gems. So I may, do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, just to fill up the board a little bit more. And then I have the Draconathon tracker here, and I love these stickers. They are so awesome. I was able to use 3 of them in this setup. Here's the other one. So these are all the rolls that I did. And then the last one didn't quite fit over here, and that ended up landing on the dragon's head. So that worked. And then a couple other dragon book that I have that are kind of quick reads in case I finish everything else and need a couple extra. I can do a couple more rolls and try and fit these books in, because you can double up. So I can do at least 4 more rolls if these would work. So that's cool. And then that's it. And then we'll get into September later on. And I should have enough for September and October in here, I'm hoping. We'll see. I may do a couple more little tip-ins like this kind of thing to try and stretch it through the end of the month. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But thank you so much for joining me today as I set up my reading journal for August. And if you made it this far in the video, absolutely leave some type of dragon emoji in the comments to let me know that you were here. And until next time, keep reading. Bye!